Welcome to World Cup Nomad. I am the World Cup Nomad. My name is Steve Mascord, and today's travel starts in Huddersfield, goes to Wigan, then back to Hull, and finishes at Ferry Bridge Services. That's what I'm doing today. It's the second and third quarterfinals of the men's competition, and as a bonus, I caught England versus Canada in the women's. I'm currently sitting in the media room at Wigan, and this is where I have to be. I can't be anywhere else because the corridor outside is blocked off for the Princess of Wales, who's about to arrive and meet the England team and be introduced to the crowd before the match. And apparently there's a Raw box at Wigan. Who knew there was a Raw box at Wigan? I have an interesting update on the lost property front. The little bendy stick that goes in my camera, which I use to shoot the press conferences, was left at Huddersfield in a hotel. And when I called the hotel today, the lovely lady there who was this morning was so sprightly, wishing me good morning, it almost frightened me, out the door. She was in my room when I called, looking for the bendy stick. She was in the room. And sure enough, she looked under the bed where I didn't think it was worth looking, and it was there. So I'll be picking that up between Ferry Bridge Services and Warrington tomorrow. And tomorrow's the big one, right? The big quarterfinal. It's Samoa and Tonga at Warrington. And then I might go out for dinner and have a beer or something because it's a pretty full-on week. It was a 7-hour drive from London, the best part of 7 hours with Brad Walter yesterday. So it was only a short episode yesterday. I apologise for that. Anyway, I'll talk to you again shortly when I guess maybe I'm en route between Wigan and Hull. So 46.6 is full time, but it's pretty interesting. When I tried to leave on the bell, they told me that you can't. You've got to stay because the Princess of Wales is in the building and you can't leave through reception. And I went, what if I go right? What if I walk towards the field and I walk out of the press room? And they said, well, you could try. So I did, and I turned right and then left. And then I went along the tunnel that you now go in if you're going to Wigan games. And here I am, I'm in the car. Bit of a traffic jam, but I'm off to Hull. Hopefully I'll get there well before kickoff. It says 2 hours and 11 minutes. So it's an hour after I recorded the last bit, and I'm now basically outside the door I exited at GW Stadium. I've been in traffic in car parks for an hour and 20. I'm actually pretty happy to still go to Hull and just get there for the post-match press conference. The only thing is I don't want to be fighting the traffic leaving the stadium when I'm arriving. So if I can get there in the middle of the second half, I'll keep going on to Hull. But if I'm going to get there full time, I'll have to make a decision when I drive past my hotel, which is in Pontefract. How do I decide whether to stop at my hotel at Ferry Bridge Services or continue on to the MKM Stadium in Hull? Happy to arrive at half time. My main interest is the post-match anyway. I'm going to decide by my ETA on the Google Maps whether it blows out beyond 8:15. If it blows out beyond 8:15, that's beyond half time, and I'll just go to my hotel. And if not, I'll continue on to Hull. Well, I'm inside the ground now. It was 12-6 to Fiji at half-time. It's now 18-12 to Fiji with the video referee being consulted. And this is something we've missed for the whole 3 weeks of the tournament, isn't it? Tension, nerves, edge of the seat. Plenty of seats to be on the edge of. I'm high in the main stand here at the MKM Stadium in Hull. And there's not a lot of people here. It's kind of flat. It's a very flat atmosphere. But I'm tense. And I'm sure everyone watching on TV is tense, particularly people in New Zealand and Fiji. And it's a real sensation that we've missed so far during this tournament. As you should know by now, the Kiwis won 24-18. They edged ahead 2018 on a captain's challenge on a ball strip. Bit of controversy there. Then Joey Manu was outstanding and got them out of jail, pretty much. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. Lots of travel. I left Wigan. Well, I got in the car at Wigan at 4:20. I was still in the car park at Wigan at 5:45. I got to MKM Stadium at half-time, and it was definitely worth the journey. Let's have a listen to Corbin Sims talking about the very last game of his career, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, my body's what he's had it. Spent a couple of years living away from my son now, so it's time for me to go home and be hands-on dad again. Looking forward to it. Like I said, 6 months ago, I made the decision to retire at the end of the year, and I already had ruled myself out of the World Cup. Had a couple of questions from the captain and teammates through the year, and I always said no. But then, like Wise said, just as the boys were getting ready for that England game, Kevin Ngama called me and he asked me again if I'd want to play, and I made the decision there and then that I was gonna, that was the way I was gonna finish off my career, and I couldn't be happier doing it this way now after having the suspension last year and missing out on the final game of the regular season in the Super League. But I went out, went out on my terms, went out the way I started my career in a World Cup. So I'm pretty happy